Hey there, Transmath 2 class. We're going to do the notes for section 3.11, and this section is going to focus on converting improper fractions into mixed numbers and also just reviewing the division of fractions process. So we're going to divide and write this as a mixed number. So I've got 4/3 divided by 1/2, which really means 4/3 times 2/1, and now we multiply across and we get 8/3. Now the process for writing as a mixed number, it's going to involve long division. We take the numerator divided by the denominator. So I have to say, how many times can 3 go into 8? And the answer to that is 2. And if I take 3 times 2, I get 6. And now I subtract. 8 minus 6 is 2. That's my remainder. And I put my remainder over the divisor of 3. So I get 2, and I put that over this 3. So 2 and 2/3, that's the mixed number that's equivalent to 8/3. Now, this number line underneath gives us a visual representation, helps us understand how 8/3 and 2 and 2/3 are equivalent to one another. So you can see that we're breaking the number line into thirds: 1/3, 2/3, 3/3, which is equal to 1, 4/3, 5/3, 6/3, which is equal to 2. And if I go 2 more thirds, I get 8/3. So that's 2 and 2/3 equivalent to 8/3. So hopefully that helps you see that they are equal to one another. Example 2, use long division to write as a mixed number. So here we're just going to jump right to our long division, 20 divided by 6. And how many times can 6 go into 20? That would be 3 times. 3 times 6 is 18. So we have 2 left over. So we get 2, and then again our remainder, we put that over the divisor, which is our denominator. So we get 2 and 2/6, okay? Or I'm sorry, 3 and 2/6. 3 and 2/6 is our mixed number, which is equivalent to 20/6. Now down here, they give us, again, a number line broken into 1/6 for each one of these marks. So we have 6 of those marks, so this is 6/6. 2 is equal to 12/6. 3 would be 18. And then 2 more would be 20/6. So that puts us at 3, and then 2 more, which would be 2/6. 3 and 2/6 is equal to that 20/6. Okay, so the steps. So step 1, we're going to write the division problem as a multiplication problem. So we'd write 4/5 times 2/1. And then step 2 is to do the operation, which just means multiply. So 4 times 2 is 8, 1 times 5 is 5. And then in step 3, we're going to do our long division. So we take the numerator divided by the denominator, 8 divided by 5. So 5 can go into 8 only one time. 1 times 5 is 5, and 8 minus 5 is 3. So we take our remainder, put it over the divisor, so 1 and 3/5. So that would be our solution, 1 and 3/5 is a mixed number, which is equivalent to 8/5. But now we're working on converting it into mixed numbers. Okay, in the applied skills section, we're just going to convert these improper fractions into mixed numbers. So we'll kind of do our scratch work out here. So 5 divided by 4. 4 can go into 5 just once. 1 times 4 is 4. There's a remainder of 1. So that would be 1 and 1/4. For number 2, I've got 10 divided by 4. 4 can go into 10 twice. 2 times 4 is 8. 10 minus 8 is 2, so I get 2 and 2/4. 2 and 2/4 like that. Number 3, I've got 12 divided by 5. 12 divided by 5, and 5 goes into 12 2 times. 2 times 5 is 10, and 12 minus 10 is 2, so my remainder is 2. So that would be 2 and 2/5. 2 and 2/5. All right, so 6/5, I'm going to take 6 divided by 5. 5 goes into 6 just once. 1 times 5 is 5. Remainder is 1, so I take my remainder, put it over the divisor. 1 and 1/5. 1 and 1/5 is equal to 6/5. And the last one, 13/3. 13 divided by 3. 3 will go into 13 4 times. 4 times 3 is 12. 13 minus 12 is 1. So I have a remainder of 1, and I put that over my divisor, so I get 4 and 1/3. So that is converting. All right, the last part of this is going to be solving some word problems, okay? So we have to set up our division problem or possibly multiplication. Okay, so it says spare ribs are sold in large package, any large package. Well, I should tell you what this is about. It says, here's where Jenna uses fractions every day with her food truck. Think carefully about each problem to determine whether multiplication or division is needed to find the solution. Make sure to write all improper fractions as mixed numbers. Okay, so we want to make sure we write our answers as mixed numbers. Okay, so we have some large packages that weigh 4 pounds. Jenna sells the ribs in 3/8 pound portions. How many 3/8 pound portions can she get out of 4 pounds? So we're taking that 4 pound package and we're going to divide it into 3/8 pound packages. So it's 4 divided by 3/8. Now remember, a whole number has a 1 under it. So this problem becomes 4 over 1 times 8 over 3. Okay, so 4 times 8 is 32 divided by 3. And so I have to do long division. 32 divided by 3. 3 goes into 32 10 times, and that's 30. And I have 2 left over, so that would be 10 2/3. Okay, so I can make 10 2/3 packages out of the 4 pound package when I'm breaking them into 3/8 pound packages. Jenna uses cabbage for stir fry. Each cabbage weighs 3/4 of a pound. She uses a lot of cabbage every day. Today she will buy 5 cabbages. How much do 5 cabbages weigh? Okay, so we got 5 cabbages, and they each weigh 3/4 of a pound. So we could add 3/4 5 times, or we could just say 3/4 times 5 times 5 over 1. And 3 times 5 is 15. 4 times 1 is 4. And we're going to put this as a mixed number, so 15 divided by 4 goes in there 3 times. That's 12. Remainder is 3. So we have 3 3/4. So we can, the total weight for the 5 cabbages, 3 3/4 pounds. I suppose I should put a label pounds on that. And this was portions, I guess. Okay, number 3. Jenna goes through soy sauce quickly because it's the most used. It's used in almost every recipe. Okay, a container of soy sauce is 3/4 of a gallon. She uses about 1/8 of the container every day. How many days will it take to use the entire container? So we're going to divide that out. So the total is 3/4 of a gallon, and she's using 1/8 of the container every day. So we'll see how many days that comes to. So we have to rewrite that as a multiplication problem. 3/4 times 8 over 1, and multiplying across becomes 24 over 4. And we want to divide that. I think we're going to see if we do long division, this one works out as a whole number. 4 goes into 24 exactly 6 times. So it would last 6 days. 6 days for that. It says the pork that Jenna uses for sweet and sour pork is sold by the pound. She usually buys 3 pounds of pork at a time. She cuts the pork into 1/4 pound servings. How many 1/4 pound servings can she get from 3 pounds of pork? So again, we're dividing up the 3 pounds. I'm going to say 3 over 1, and we're dividing it into 1/4 pound servings. So that's a division problem. 3 divided by 1/4, which means 3 times 4 over 1. And so that's just going to be 12 over 1, which is just 12 servings. All right. And this is the last one. Jenna buys pieces of chicken that weigh 3/4 of a pound each. She cuts the pieces into smaller portions to make ginger chicken. Each portion uses about 1/2 a pound of chicken. How many portions can she get from the 3/4 pound chicken? Well, we're going to divide that out because we're taking the 3/4 and we're dividing it into 1/2 pound portions, right? And so 3/4 divided by 1/2 is 3/4 times 2 over 1, and that's going to be 6 over 4. If I take 6 divided by 4, 4 goes into 6 just once. And if I subtract that, I get 2 for my remainder. So I get 1 2/4. So I would get 1 2/4 servings, or 1 1/2 servings, but I'll just say 1 2/4, or portions, I guess they're saying, portions. Okay, so that is it, changing improper fractions to mixed numbers.